Hey, what's up everybody? Hey, today I would love to do a quick comparison of the Expandora pedal that came out in the early 90s. And I want to compare it with the JHS Kilt, which is Stu G's signature pedal with JHS. They're both essentially the same circuit, but I like to see if we hear any differences. I also have the reissue of the Expandora that came out in the early 2000s, as well as the version 2 of the Kilt. So we'll run all four of those and see if we can hear anything different. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to give you a clean signal. I'm playing my Fender Strat through a PV Delta Blues. It's pretty straightforward. Here's my clean. I'm going to kick on a little delay from the DD5 just to give it something. Well, so it won't be so dry. That's all I'm going to do. Alright, so all the switches are down in every pedal, so we're just on what's called the crunch mode. Let's start with the original here. I have all the controls set pretty much the same, and let's see how they compare. Okay, I'm going to go with the version 1 of the Kilt. The reissue. Oh, sorry. I had that on the different mode. Okay, here we go. Now the reissue has a bass setting and a guitar setting. So this setting here will be essentially the same here. It's sort of a low pass filter. So it makes it a bit brighter. I like to run that one there. Just take some of those highs out. Here's the Kilt version 2. So you can already tell that one's a bit darker, a good bit darker. Let me see if I can get it to sound the same. Okay, so there's the crunch mode on all of them. I'm going to flip it up to G1 now. This is the first stage of gain. G1. Okay, I'll have to do it internally on this guy. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Let's see how these compare. Here's the Kilt version 1. The Expandora 1. Expandora reissue. Finally, the Kilt version 2. This is a really nice kind of a rhythm tone. They all sound pretty much the same. Let's go to D2, the second gain stage. This is more like a distortion rather than an overdrive. Let's see, D2's on. Do the same to this guy. All right, let's check these out. Let's start with this one. version 1. Expandora reissue. Kilt version 2. This one sounds like it's not as gainy. Let me bump up the gain a little bit, see if I can match that. So to me the Kilts sound a little bit more compressed, and these are a little bit more open, and I think that was probably on purpose. I think when they designed these, they changed the EQ range a little bit, which is not a bad thing. They sound great. Let me do some like riff style stuff in this mode. Version 1. Reissue. Kilt version 2. All killer sounds. They all sound great. Still a bit different. I'm a little bit surprised about how different they kind of sound, but it's really cool. Like I said, these seem to sound a little bit more open. This sounds the most open. Has a little bit more presence to me. This is pretty close, but these two are a bit different. This one seems like you have to bump the gain up a good bit more than this. Now let's go to the crazy over-the-top fuzz mode, which is my favorite on this circuit. So how you do this is you're going to flip up both gain switches so they're both engaged. So G1 and G2 is on. The D1 and D2 is on. It's a bit upside down here. The low is on top and the high. So you have to flip these down to achieve that. And the internal switches on here will be both up. This may get a little loud. I'll try to compensate for that. But this is my favorite thing, especially for leads and things like that. This is really what makes this pedal stand out to me. Let's start with the original. Here's fuzz mode. That wasn't fuzz mode. I'm sorry. There's fuzz mode. Click up the wrong switch. Woo! All right, let's try it on the Kilt. Expandora reissue. Kilt version 2. Wow, a lot of gain on tap. My favorite thing to do with that is, like I said, certain type of leads. You can turn your volume down a little bit. It's very spitty. So JHS added a gate to that as well, so you'll hear it, just the signal will just kill. So it just, I mean, you can get it to sustain, but it gets really crazy. Now the Expandora, let's go with version 2 here, the reissue. It doesn't have a gate, so it's just wide. This has the gate. Very cool though. All of these are great. So in conclusion, they're all the same but different in good ways. I think they're all very unique. It's my favorite circuit. Probably. The sounds I grew up with. If you have a chance, definitely grab onto some of these. These are super rare now, and they're getting stupid expensive. As well as this guy. This guy is discontinued, but it's getting really crazy expensive. But if you can find one, I would recommend trying to get one, because it is a bit different from the version 2. And it may just be in our heads, but I don't know, you hear for yourself. You can sort of hear the differences between this guy and the version 2 here. Like I said, it's more EQ. I don't know if that's coming over very well, but this is a bit darker. Like I said, this tone is straight up and down. If I make the same adjustments there, EQ's a bit different. You can still achieve the same sounds, don't get me wrong. All really great. So anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you can hear the differences coming through well, as I did here. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'd love to answer anything from what I know. And this has been fun. Just wanted to check all these guys out while I had them.